Hey there. Thought I'd do something a little different. Just some highlights for the just got done a little while ago with the Boulevard Ministry. So do some highlights because a lot of things happened and didn't feel like typing it all out, I guess, or whatever. And so very interesting and just surprising day. So last weekend, took the week off to find a different corner that we could go out on Saturdays and stuff like that, in addition to our usual place, because whenever there's a special event in Las Vegas, they'll charge $25 for parking for each vehicle. Whether you're a Nevada resident or not, it doesn't matter. It's just across the board. And so ended up scouring the streets there last weekend and found some parking near the Tropicana Hotel on the south side of the Strip. And so there was a couple corners there with the MGM and whatnot. And so sending out the texts and stuff, I didn't really get anybody confirming for today, but faithfully I usually just show up anyways. And so I was sitting in the Rendezvous parking lot. I was actually playing chess and reading my Bible and for 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden I get a text from one of the guys there, Greg, who says, hey, yeah, looking for you down there, can't find you. So he just decided to pop in. He wasn't sure if he could make it, but then he ends up making it. So then we meet up, and just not really feeling like, I'm thinking, well, gee, we're almost an hour past, like, what's the, okay, I got to meet a friend for lunch. And but hey, we're here now, so let's just go for half an hour and see what happens. And so we go to kind of intimidating because you're not used to the same atmosphere and whatnot. And so went to in front of the MGM and walking around there a bit, and there's this one drummer guy playing real loud and things like that, with just buckets and stuff. And I saw a homeless guy there, so I was just chatting to him while Greg was inside the casino using the facilities there. So I was waiting for him, and I just started chatting with this homeless guy, and he had quite a colorful I don't know, colorful words were coming out of him. He wasn't too happy with the way he's being treated, with life in general, I guess. And so I kind of just lent an ear, and I tried to offer a Bible, but he wasn't interested in that. But he really thanked me for helping him, and all I did was just sat there and listen. I didn't even really do anything for him. And so then I see Greg here, and trying to see what happened. Yeah, so then we go away from the banging drumming guy, and then we're handing out a few tracts and stuff like that, a couple Bibles, and it's just going pretty slow, which can be typical depending on the weekend. And then even one of the security guys comes by, and we try to be respectful and everything like that, and he just tells us to move the sign over to the side, even though it wasn't really blocking any traffic and stuff. And so we just do that, right? Comply, because we don't want to ruffle any feathers there, or pull for me to pull my cop card or whatever and stuff like that, right? So just do that, and things are going quite slow, and I'm just reading off my notes here. And but then another security guard ends up coming by eventually, and he grabs our track and he goes, "What's this?" And then before I could answer, he's like, "Oh, this is about Jesus. All right, hey, Jesus loves you, man." Like, and he was like kind of encouraged and ecstatic about it, right? And so and then we're walking around too, and on the way back to the car, because we're like, okay, well, at least we know what it's like here, and it wasn't doing a whole lot. And then on the bridge, I'll try to post pictures of some of this stuff too at the end of this video. And so there was this guy on the bridge, and he's playing this guitar, and it said like Jesus is Lord, or something like that on the guitar. And we ended up chatting with that guy for like half an hour or something. It was pretty pretty wild. Now, something tells me he's struggling a bit, and I'm not going to fluff any of the conversations that we have, right? But you know, he had some alcoholic beverages by his side there or whatever, but he really liked receiving a Bible and stuff, and he says that he goes to a couple churches in the area. And so as we're kind of talking to him, I see that same drummer that was pounding away there, where it was difficult to have conversations nearby. I'm like, oh, hey, it's the drummer guy, how's it going? And so I got chatting with this guy, and you know, he ended up hearing the gospel message. He was polite enough to stay for that. Something tells me I probably talked a little too long, because you know, eventually he said he had to go. But still, you know, he knew how to come to Jesus by grace through faith only. And so and of course, you know, gave a tract and a Bible to him as well and stuff. And then as we're about ready to continue across the bridge, it was my longest walk across any kind of bridge ever. There was these two people that had signs for free Bibles, and I heard about this event that was going on the boulevard, where they're trying to hand out like 10,000 Bibles over this weekend on the boulevard, and these were two people that were involved with that. And so we got to talk to them, and I guess it was their first time. It was a boyfriend girlfriend couple, and it was their first time ever doing anything like this, right? And so it was quite a unique opportunity just to talk to them and you know, encourage them and stuff like that on you know, having conversations with people and stuff like that, and obviously being sensitive to the Holy Spirit and what He's calling you to do and who to talk to, so on and so forth. And so, because I could tell they're kind of intimidated, but I was like, you know, awesome, you know, they're starting out there, you know, doing it. And it's just, imagine if, you know, every week there was 10,000 Bibles going out on the boulevard. That'd be great. And so I recommended this one CD, so that helped me really develop my own personal way of sharing Jesus in one-on-one conversations. And I'll actually put the link in the description below. It's by a guy named Paul Little, who's home with the Lord now, but he was an associate professor at Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. And he's got a dry sense of humor. It might not be for everyone, but it really hit home with me on just taking the initiative and gaining the confidence to share my faith, which, you know, doesn't always go well all the time. That's, you know, that's the reality of it. And then we continue on, and there's more of these people with the same signs, and this one young man, he was a street preacher and stuff like that, and he was out with his church. He normally street preaches, but he was out handing Bibles, and his church from 30 people from his church came from Colorado or something like that to help with this 10,000 Bible handing out thing on the boulevard there. And then on the way back to the parking lot, me and Greg, we see these it must have been 6 or 7 year old girls with the Bible signs, and there are a couple other ladies with them, and they're talking to this one guy in the parking lot, and he seemed a little under the influence of something, but still coherent enough to have a conversation. So they were sort of just wrapping up their conversation. He had a Bible in his hand and stuff like that, and you know, I just simply suggested, you know, like, well, hey, do you have a solid, you know, Bible believing church that you go to here in Vegas? And he said he didn't. And so with the lady that was there, I was like, well, you know, maybe if it's okay, you know, you could give her your email, and then she can send you some solid, you know, churches in your area or whatever. So I don't know, I just felt led to kind of just guide the conversation, even though it was sort of us just walking by, right? But it was just, they kind of stopped us too, they saw the sign and everything, and so hit it off real good. And then I eventually asked him some kind of spiritual question, like, yeah, I don't know what you guys all talked about, but, like, you know, what are your thoughts? How can someone get to heaven? And he came up, it was a good person mentality, where, like, well, as long as you do more good than bad. And that was kind of the same thing that drummer said. So there was a few conversations about the good person, and I use a couple analogies with that, such as, you know, well, you know, no amount of good outweighs the bad. It's like if if I get pulled over for a speeding ticket and then I argue with the police officer, well, I'm a good husband and I pay my taxes on time. Well, what does that have to do with a speeding ticket, right? And so on and so forth. And so, you know, she could pick up exactly what I was doing, and so it was just kind of neat. Hopefully it was an encouragement to them as well. And then as I'm walking back to the car, you know, continue on our way there, I'm asking Greg, I'm like, man, what happened? He's like, well, God showed up. It's like, absolutely, he sure did. So it was just a crazy range of, okay, sitting in my car doing nothing for 45 minutes to, should we go, should we not go? And then slow going, getting pushed out of the way by security, and then this slowly build up to a crescendo. I don't know, right? Like, and so, yeah, anyways, I don't know. I'm not much of a YouTuber, obviously, but I don't know if maybe I'll start doing these because it's kind of easier just to do this, and might encourage and be able to share more in-depth stories on our outings and stuff like that without trying to, you know, sugarcoat any conversations that we have and you know, real life things. And so I'll try to put some pictures after this video here. And I don't know what the kids do nowadays, you know, like, subscribe, ring the doorbell, whatever it is. You know, you're not liking and subscribing to me. You know, this is all for God and his glory. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this was encouragement to you guys, and thank you for all your prayers.